Hey guys, Sinzer here, and welcome to another Shadowlands Alpha video. In this video, we're going to look at the Rogue Covenant abilities. With this video, we finally will be done with all of the Covenant abilities for each class, though we still will need to see the soul binds and other conduits to see how they will interact with each other. So for Rogue, let's start with the Kyrian ability. The Kyrian ability is called Echoing Reprimand, and it's a 45-second cooldown that uses 30 energy. Now this is a interesting ability because it deals damage and then it extracts anima to anima charge a combo point. So what that means is you will do damage and it'll give you a random goal basically to reach, which you'll see on the UI. I'll go ahead and move the frame just so you can more easily see it. And then if you use a finishing move that consumes the same number of anima charged combo points, you'll deal damage as if it used 7 combo points. So as you know, one of the talents is Deeper Stratagem, and it goes up to a maximum of 6 points. So this goes even beyond that. And the cool thing about this ability is, like, it could be like 2 or 3. So if you complete a finishing move that matches the 2 or 3 anima charge combo points, then it'll still do damage as if it was 7. It's kind of complicated to describe, and it says it also awards 3 combo points. Though I don't remember seeing that, but I'll just go ahead and show you it again. It's easier to see it because it's hard to describe, but basically there'll be like an extra circle around one of the combo points, which indicates the goal that you need to reach. So let's go ahead and just attack this guy. So you see it's blue. It put it at the 4 mark. So when I use, and you also get this buff. So when I use a combo finisher at 4, it'll do it as if it was 6. So there we go. I got 4, and then it did damage as if it was 6. So it's pretty an interesting ability, and it's kind of interactive, but it's very RNG. So for people that may not like the RNG nature of it, it may not be the best. I'll do it one more time just so you can see that how it's, random. Because as an outlaw, I haven't had too much issue because you can usually control your combo point gain. Only when you get like roll the bones buffs that increase combo points, but for the most part, you're pretty good. However, for other specs like subtlety, for instance, where you're just getting random combo points and you get like 2, for instance, it could be hard to actually reach that that goal. So let's just go ahead and do it again. So this time you see it's at 2. So you can see I got an extra combo point. But there, now I have it. So, yeah, it's pretty decent. But again, RNG. I'm probably gonna die here. But yeah, it's very RNG. But I do like it. I think it's cool. I think it has potential. But it does require more focus, and it's, you might just get bad luck. Overall, not too bad. I don't know if I would pick this one as my covenant, but it's not the worst one. The Knight's Fate ability is called Sepsis, and it's on a 1.5 minute cooldown, and it does nature damage over 10 seconds, and if the target survives the full duration, they suffer additional damage, and you vanish from sight. And then the cooldown is reduced by 60 seconds if Sepsis does not last its full duration. Now, it's a little wrong, it's not quite right. So I'll use it on here, so you can see Sepsis dot is on it, and I have 1 minute 20 seconds left, but as soon as I kill it, it just completely resets. So I don't know if it's supposed to completely reset the cooldown or it's just be 60 seconds. So based on the way it works, it's if they die with the dot on, then it just resets the cooldown. So that's kind of cool. The problem is though, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you how it looks when you when it does go to full duration. So it does that, and yeah, it does the damage, but then since you vanish from sight, if you're by yourself, then vanishing, going stealth resets the enemies. So it's not a great soloing skill. But if you're in a party, it can be pretty decent, especially because you can reset the cooldown. But it's still not my favorite one. For Venthyr, we have the Slaughter ability. Now, Slaughter is a combination of ambush and deadly poison. So if you're Outlaw or Subtlety, you only have access to instant poison. So deadly poison is just a better version of instant poison. It does the same initial damage, but then it also has a dot on top of that. So as you can see right now, I already have the effect on, and it's pretty cool. It's really, this blood-looking effect, and then you can look at it, Slaughter Poison, to tell you exactly what it does. Now it does shadow damage instead of nature damage, but it is a replacement. So if I use instant poison, it replaces the Slaughter, and you can only use it from stealth. So let's go ahead and use it real quick, just so you can see what it looks like. I'll use it on the spider. So, it's pretty nice. Does the same damage as ambush, gives you the same number of combo points. And then, as you can see, it changed the instant poison to the slaughter poison. Now, I think the effect is cool. I think it looks cool. I think the idea is cool. But, oh yeah, the one thing I forgot to mention is it also steals 15% of the healing done to the target. So that's the only extra thing. It's literally ambush and deadly poison put together that you have to keep using every 5 minutes, and then it also will steal 15% of the healing done to that target. Now that is not good enough in my opinion. For PvP, I'm sure it's great, but for PvE, the only difference is, having that extra healing stolen is not that great. There's not that many situations that you find yourself in PvE where you just need to stop people from healing or can take advantage of a target being healed. So, like, maybe in Shadowlands, raid fights or dungeon fights, we'll actually see more of that. So, maybe it's just based on past experiences, I don't see this being that useful. Now, I like the idea of it again, and if they buff it and, with soul binds and conduits, perhaps there's some extra stuff that you can add to it, but as it stands, the base ability, I don't think it's that great, and I can't see myself picking Venthyr over the other ones because of this. Alright, and finally we come to the Necrolord ability for Rogue, which is probably my favorite one out of all of them, and it's just really fun to use. So it's called Serrated Bone Spike. It's a 30-yard ranged ability that costs 10 energy and has a 30-second recharge. Now it puts the bone spike in the target that does a dot, bleeding damage every 3 seconds until they die. So it doesn't have a duration, it's just until they die. Also, it deals damage and generates a combo point per active bone spike. So it's direct damage and dot damage. Not only that, the more bone spikes you have up, then the more damage it does. Like the more initial damage it does. But also it refunds a charge when the target is killed or when they're healed to full. So it's good in all situations. It's good if you're fighting something in PvE that heals, for instance, or if you're just killing them, and even in PvP if somebody gets healed up. Now the great thing about this is, it because of the refund, you're able to keep them up pretty frequently. Now, if you do all three on one target, it's not going to refund all three charges. It's only going to refund one charge. But it also will generate, combo points as well per active. So if you use all three bone spikes, that's going to generate 6 combo points. It's going to be 1 combo point for the first bone spike, and as long as that's still active, when you use the second one, you'll generate 2 more combo points because that'll be your second one. And then on the third one, if you have the first 2 still active, it'll generate 3 combo points. So if you're not using Deeper Stratagem, for instance, it gives you the 6 combo points, and you have 2 active, you're going to want to make sure you are using your abilities and finishers before that last one, because you're just going to overcap on combo points. But not only that, it'll stay in the target, so it's really good for AoE, but also, it's a pretty good single target burst as well. So I'm going to show you with these different enemies just how it works. So first up though, that's Bone Spike, that one, see I got 3, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then that one. and see it generates combo points. So um, yeah, so I got all my charges back. Um, I think I misspoke. It doesn't give you a combo point back when they die. It refunds a charge of the bone spike when they die. But so I have all three of my spikes left, so I can go and do it right again. One combo point. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. There. So I accidentally put two in, but that's okay. But I'll get one back, one charge back from that one, and then I can just do it again. And I got another one back. So you can see it definitely takes some getting used to. Um, but once you get used to using that bone spike, like you can constantly have those bone spikes up, and that deals a lot of damage. It's always 881 every 3 seconds, but the initial damage is 881, and then multiply that by either 2 or 3, depending on how many are up. And not only that, you refund a charge when they die, so you can just keep throwing them up, and they're going to keep giving you a combo point when you use it. So if you're playing, if you're playing something, for instance, where you need more combo points frequently, then that's great. Um, yeah, I can see that being good for all specs, and honestly, it's just compared to the other abilities, uh, I don't know, like this just seems superior in every way, and it's kind of nice to have that extra shield too for Fleshcraft. But anyway, those are all the abilities. I really like Serrated Bone Spike. It's as it stands now. I think that for sure I'm gonna go Necrolord on Rogue. Of course, we're gonna have to see the soul binds and everything, but this is just such a fun ability, and it's so interactive and it's just so interesting that uh, yeah, I definitely like it as it stands way more than the other ones. If you liked the video, please give a like and subscribe for future videos. And as always, thanks for watching.